tea friends. This is Barb Gully of Barb's Tea Service, and we're back for our podcast, But First Tea, courtesy On TV Studios. I'm here, as always, with my co-host, studio engineer, and arm candy, Chris Gully.
All right.
Hey, Chris.
All right. Thank you.
And this is podcast 42,
Uh-huh.
but we're not alone.
We're not alone.
We have some very special, returning
Yes.
special guests.
They came back despite all the warnings.
As we have Rob Gully and Megan Oliver.
All right. Oh, and here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
So we're so glad you guys are joining us again.
Us too. Thanks
Delighted.
for having us.
Of course. And last time we were here, it was in December.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a little while ago.
Yep.
And Megan, you introduced us to a great cause called Animal House.
Yes, I did.
And you
wearing
do
the shirt today.
All
Sporting
right.
them again. Sporting them again. Animal
right.
House.
All right.
Southeast
More-
Michigan.
All right.
more advertising for a great cause.
Always.
So they foster cats and kittens and to find their permanent homes. Today, you are here to talk about some other treasures that need a welcoming home,
Yeah.
Yes.
courtesy thrifting.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
yeah, we're excited to be talking about this. So today, with our very special guest, we're going to try, we always have a lofty goal of covering a lot of the topics,
Yeah.
but today we're going to talk about the thrill of thrifting,
Yes.
revisiting chocolate and tea. Who doesn't like to revisit chocolate and tea? And some upcoming tea events.
Very good.
But first, tea.
All right. Oh, how refreshing.
Always. Okay. So today we're trying something that's brand new to Barb's Tea Service, and it's a tea from the Mackinac Tea and Spice Company, and it is called Calm the H Down.
Wow.
H
Okay.
is followed by 3 asterisks.
Yeah. I wonder
And-
what that stands for.
So it's an herbal.
Mhm.
It's a hibiscus and orange tea. And per the label, it says it's a nice drink after a busy day. Just take a moment to calm the heck down.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I think we can all use that.
All right.
So shall we take a taste?
Yes. Oh, that's got a lot going on.
Oh, it does.
I like this one.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
This is intense. This is
Yeah.
this is not calming me down.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
maybe once.
It's smooth,
Yes.
and that calms me down. But
Yeah.
I am at the same time going, what is
Yeah.
in here?
Yeah.
You know, it's incredible that you say that because it's got a lot going on. There's a ton of ingredients,
Okay.
more than I think a lot of just herbals,
Yeah.
potpourris. So I'm going to tell you all that's in it.
All right.
All right.
Hibiscus, rooibos teas. Rooibos is pretty hardy. Peppermint, licorice, lemon balm, lavender, passion flowers, orange, milk thistle, and marigold flowers. So that is a lot.
You know,
It's a whole basket.
It is.
Yeah, I'm really picking up the peppermint
All right.
in this
Okay.
one. Yeah, after kind of a second taste. Yeah.
So just a quick word about this because where I picked this up.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
A little higher.
A little higher.
All right, good.
Okay. So I was introduced to this tea company back in April at the showcase.
Oh, out in Novi.
The showcase.
yeah.
What do I call that?
The convention center.
Yeah,
out
the
in Novi.
convention center. So they had this handcraft entrepreneurs
Yeah.
show, and we went there with our daughter Rachel
Yeah.
and son-in-law Sean.
Right.
Met a lot of really interesting
Yep.
things,
Yep.
and one of the one entrepreneur that I'm sure we're going to use in the future, they're a charcuterie caterer.
Ah,
Wow.
okay.
Okay.
They do just charcuterie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so then I met Autumn.
Yes.
She is the one who has created this tea
Right.
company, and just the label alone, calm the heck down.
Yep.
I had to try this, and I really like it.
Yep.
So I think we're going to be doing a future blog story on that.
Yep.
But also wanted to do something we don't do too often. We did it the last time when you guys were here. We added a little chocolate
Yeah.
to our
Oh,
tea.
yes.
Yeah.
And so what I have in front of everybody is a little bit of the long sticks, like the matchstick looking things.
Oh yeah.
That is dark chocolate covered candied orange peel,
Okay.
or candy orange peel covered in dark chocolate.
Yeah, we get
however
it.
you want to say it. And go ahead and try that. So take a little sip.
Mm.
I wasn't sure if that was gonna work out, but that's a lot of orange.
Yeah.
Go really well together, though.
You like it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might add this. Might put this on our
Yeah. your neck-
rotation.
Yeah.
It tastes exactly what it's called.
What's that? Dark chocolate orange candy peel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this has orange in the tea, so it kind of really
Mm.
intensifies it. I think
It pumps it up.
it does. So if you need to just try something a little more plain, I also included dark chocolate.
Okay.
That dark chocolate square in there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Everybody got one of these.
I've been waiting the whole show for this.
And so these were, Rob, we mentioned in our last podcast that you had done the BTS apron. Once again, everyone comes into the family business at some point in time.
Right.
And you helped out with the chocolate and tea pairing.
Yes.
And this was out in Ann Arbor, and we had the 4 cheese, 4 chocolates, and these were some that we used.
Yes.
And we paired them with different teas. And I thought, well, what the heck? Let's try it with the herbal.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay.
Yeah. Went well.
All right. So, and, doing the research is never an issue. If it doesn't taste good, move on.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Okay. So we're going to talk about our tea mugs. We usually have our special guests talk about their tea mugs if it's something
Mm-hmm.
special to them. I've got one too, but I want to ask Rob and Megan about theirs.
Well, this is Megan got this for me.
Yep.
Okay.
This is
A little higher. There you go. Oh, good. Good
Shit's
shot.
Creek
Oh, yeah.
Rosebud Motel.
Yeah.
Follow us on tweeters.
Yeah.
We just recently re-binged the whole show.
Yes.
Love that show. Love it.
Very, very re-bingeable.
Yep.
And there's that. I think it's in that's season 2 or 3 where Eugene Levy's character is like doesn't understand social media or so he says follow us on tweeters.
But also, that is from the thrift store. I thrifted it.
Wow.
Wow.
So it
What?
ties in. That's why I was going to ask you to bring it, because I thrifted it, but you failed to mention that part. I don't know if you're waiting for me to say it, but
I just independently chose to bring this because I really like this mug.
oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
that makes me feel special too.
That's fantastic. And you know what? Next time you bring that, I actually Harney Tea has a brand of Schitt's Creek tea.
No kidding.
Yeah, they do.
Ooh.
Yeah, Rosebud Motel is the one that I have at home. So,
Wow.
all right, that's a real find.
Yes.
What a treasure. So, Megan, what did you bring?
I have yet another cat mug.
All right.
Well, last time I didn't bring a cat mug, but I for the purpose of not being too
Yeah.
catness. But this time I did. I like the hold of this mug.
Yep.
But also, of course, home is where the cat
Ah.
is, or where all 3 of them are.
Very good.
It's just a fun mug.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it was a gift.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, it was a
Yeah.
gift.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be an anomaly for the collection that we have today, because I have a very special teacup, and so does Chris,
Yes.
that we're drinking out of. And I'm going to show this one to the camera.
Okay. There it is.
You
Yep.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
And then the beautiful
Yep.
pattern.
Yep.
Oops, got some of my chocolate. Okay. Come back. Okay. So this was I was gifted this for Mother's Day from Rob and Megan,
Aw.
but it was something that savvy shopper Megan had found at a thrift store. And I'm so excited. I'm going to talk about the takeaway or the big payoff
Yes.
of these cups.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention that you've been doing this for a long time, and you introduced this to me when we went thrifting back in April up north. They have a thrift store up there. So Megan introduced me to this new
Right.
practice. And what I had found, now I'm kind of hooked. But I found when I did a little research that this is kind of a big trend. So people are not just doing it to save money. It's sort of a thing like you can be kind of, self-congratulatory because you're saving the planet, lessen the landfills.
Mm-hmm.
Also, people are going there to get unique fashions, things that you can't find just off the rack at Macy's or whatever. These are vintage clothes, and also to find treasures like teacups. But still save money. Bottom line,
Yes.
it is kind of all about saving money. So I thought first you could tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Yeah. I think I started going to Goodwill when I was living in Dearborn. I hadn't really done it before, so I was probably like in my early 20s. There was one near my house, and I remember just seeing how big it was, and I was like, looks like there's a lot of stuff in there. I've never really gone in. When I got in there, there's just like racks and racks and racks of clothes, and I had so much fun digging through it, and I found myself going every single week because, you find like one or two tops for like $2 that you love, and you're like, oh my God, I can dig through 12 more racks and find even more things, and it's like addicting, like
Right.
kind of like the lottery, you win one time and you want to keep buying them.
Yes.
Except for mine's a little like less spendy.
Right.
I can keep buying mine, but so in Dearborn, that's kind of where it started, and then once I moved back down to Royal Oak, my very favorite one is St. Vincent de Paul, and I can say stores and stuff. Yeah. So at 12 and Stevenson.
Right.
And they're one of my favorites because it's actually like thrift prices, because a lot of the time, I know we'll probably get into that, but just like sometimes it's like they're just normal store prices, and you're just like, why am I buying somebody's old stuff for normal store prices?
Right.
So when you get to an actual one that like has, hey, these are thrifty prices, that's when it's so much fun.
Right. Okay. You still have to kind of sift through a lot, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, on top of all the racks of things, there's also aisles of just piles of dishes and knickknacks, there's a lot of good stuff in there, like technology stuff. I don't know if you'd call Keurig's technology. Would you do that? Okay, so like kitchen stuff. They're
appliances.
always updating that stuff like every 6 months to a year. So you have like 2 years ago models of Keurig's for like $5. I'm just like, I'll take. All I gotta do is clean it. You know,
Right.
and because that's one thing a lot of people would be like, oh, it's used, but if you clean it properly, well, who cares? Yeah.
It works.
Saving money and saving the planet apparently too. I didn't even think of that before, but that's like a huge thing.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, it's addicting.
It's okay.
The thrill of the hunt.
Yes, that too.
It is, because I think sometimes. Now, I had just a very little bit of experience when Rachel and I were looking for some teacups for her bridal party like 4 or 5 years ago. And we went to a couple, and you kind of got to get past, like, some of them have better display. Some of them are brighter and, more inviting, but you kind of have to get past that a little bit, I think.
Oh yeah. I've been to some that I've walked in and been like, nothing here for me, like when to quit sifting through, because you're just like, but it really depends on what city you're in, or like how like you said, how they display it,
right?
Or I mean, there's a lot of different factors, but once you find your one that you like going back to, then that's when you're hooked.
So what's the best, do you have like in all the years of thrifting, is there one that was just like a standout?
So definitely the one St. Vincent de Paul that I go to now. That's probably got to be my absolute favorite one. You mean store-wise or like item-wise?
Item-wise.
Item-wise. Okay. So I've seen a lot of fun things. I've seen a lot of good quality furniture too. Some places they price it like it would be like clearance at a normal place, but other times I've seen like full couches for like $30. Like, and so if they're good, that's a steal. That's awesome.
Right.
Right. But for me personally, my best buy, you saw, I got these knee-high 9 West black leather boots, and they were like brand new. There was like the tiniest little scuff on the toe, and you wouldn't have even been able to see it unless I pointed it out. I looked up online when they were originally put out. They were like over $200. Now they're on resale for like around $100. I bought them for $20.
Wow.
I know. Wow. Isn't that incredible?
Right?
They were beautiful. They were in great condition.
They look brand new.
And I mean, you walk around the house a little bit, you're going to get a little scuffy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
right? Okay. So excellent. Yes, and I have seen those, and they're very stylish. So is there anything that was really strange? Maybe you picked it up because you liked it and it was strange, or was there something that was just so weird and strange? It's just like, I can't believe that's here.
And it called to you.
You know.
Or you passed on.
I mean, it's kind of like one man's trash is another's treasure.
Right.
So I look at a lot of things there, definitely in like the knickknack aisles specifically,
Yeah.
that I'm just like, why is this here? Like, is someone really gonna like buy that? Kind of like a bucket of naked Barbies. Remember, like up north. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason we bought them as kids is for the clothes, just
Yeah.
swap them and everything. So who needs a naked Barbie? But what if somebody who's making Barbie clothes needs a whole bunch of naked Barbies to put them on? Like,
Wow.
you never know what somebody's looking for.
Because now that I've been following a lot of thrifters, I've gone down that
Yeah.
rabbit hole on Instagram. Some take those Barbies and they redo them. They make them like look like celebrities, or they'll paint them different colors
yeah.
for holidays and stuff. I mean, a lot of artists out there. So yeah,
Yeah, crafting.
crafting.
That's always
yes.
a fun one to
Right.
go there for. Crafty stuff.
Okay.
But as far as like weird stuff, I don't know. One thing that I don't love is when they put like used makeup for some reason.
Oh,
They'll put that
yeah.
in. I don't think that
Yeah.
that's sanitary or great. But other than that, no. I mean, anything. You never know what someone's gonna like. I might think is weird, but you know.
Exactly. Because I wouldn't be buying a box of these old Barbies. In fact, I think
Yeah.
somebody over here would like to see me get rid of my box,
Yeah.
very mint condition Barbies. But anyway,
Well, yeah. So that's another thing.
that's another
That's
topic.
been going on for decades.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh.
So I want to share the story of this teacup.
Yep.
So this is what really sold me on the idea. So Megan and I go to this thrift store up north, and I liked it. I thought they had nice displays and it was bright, but and you had got some really good treasures while you were there.
It did. Yeah.
But when I saw, I of course I go right to the teacups, and they were ranging like $13 to $25, and I asked the woman who owns it. I said, "Are these going to be marked down anymore?" And she said, "Oh no, I looked in. I did some comparison shopping or looking on these pricing catalogs, and this is the lowest I can go." And okay. So I looked over at Megan, and she's kind of giving me this, move on. She says, move on. So afterwards, she told me when they start talking about checking up prices on a reference catalog, you're not going to get a good deal, probably.
Okay.
So I said to Megan, I go, well, I get that, but I'm kind of sad to leave this one teacup because I had this collection that started when Rob got me this back like 15 years ago. You found some teacup at an antique store, and it was it had it was English bone china, had a really beautiful pattern, and it had this gold band around it like this.
Yeah.
It's all white with a gold band. And I told Megan that. I said that would have been really nice for my collection, but yeah,
Gotta
that's
pass
kind
on.
I'll pass. So for Mother's Day, I get this.
Wow.
These two cups. And Megan, why don't you tell us where you found these and what the price tag was?
Well, no surprise here. 'Twas thrifted, but at St. Vincent de Paul,
Yeah.
again, really great one. They always seem to have tea cups, but that was 49 cents.
Nice.
For one.
49 cents per cup.
49
Yeah.
cents.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So when I was looking this up on eBay, I found like they were like, was it anywhere from $8 to $24? Yeah.
Yeah.
For one.
Right.
For one. So now you can see why I'm kind of
Excited.
this is just such a nice new world.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about something else that I got. And this is something that you found this weekend, right? When you were out thrifting?
Yes.
This cup?
Yes.
All right.
Look at this. And then there's a Canadian flag inside.
Oh.
So this was thrifting adjacent
Okay.
because
Okay.
it was at a garage sale.
Okay.
Oh.
I am a big time garage sailor too,
Okay.
and
Okay.
'tis the season
Yes.
because there are lots of those going on right now.
Starting to get warmer.
Yes. So I got a great steal on that. And garage sales do the same thing. You'll see things out and they'll do the price quoting. Well, this was worth blah blah blah. And I think that's more of an online thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
if you want to get your best dollar.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Okay.
I'm getting sidetracked. But anyway, yeah. So thrift adjacent. That was a garage sale.
So you took a picture and texted me and you said, any interest? It's 50 cents. And I'm like, oh, yes. And I still owe you 50 cents.
Oh my God, no, not at all.
'Cause-
And at the risk of I'll let you finish on that.
Oh.
More about it.
Oh, well, just that when I looked this up, same thing. It was anywhere from $8 to $24, $25.
Uh-huh.
It's a kind of a rare find because it was a commemorative,
Yeah.
and it's the 10 Canadian provinces of the flowers.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to point out. Each one of these, you can't read it on the camera, but each one of these flowers with the ribbon has the name of a province.
Right.
And this is 50 cents, and it's in mint condition.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So did you want to share something more on this one?
No, on this one, today I knew we were going to do mugs, so I was like, how fun would it be if I went and I got a thrift mug for my favorite mug, and then I worked late and I ran out of time on that. But when I went there, I found something else instead.
As one does.
Yeah, and I didn't have time to take the tag off or wash it, so it's kind of genuine.
Okay.
You'll see
All right.
exactly how they are bought.
Oh, here we go.
I found another teacup
Yeah.
for 99 cents.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, this one's the bone china again. So
Wow.
that's just for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to just keep throwing teacups at you, but like I mean, it was there today.
There
so
are worse
I'm like,
things.
Yeah.
right?
I know.
Oh, Royal Tuscan.
Oh.
Member of the Wedgwood group.
Uh-oh.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
All right.
You can tell
It's a
Megan
hit.
and I
Yeah,
it's a
are
hit.
having a good old time. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
I'll include you guys eventually.
A double win.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
So, before we move on, do you have any like final, just tips, people that for your years of thrifting?
Yeah. Don't sleep on thrifting. Especially if you have an event like a wedding
Wow.
or somewhere fancy you have to go and you're going to buy something for like one time that's
Mhm.
pretty expensive. Every wedding I've gone to in the past couple of years, I have gotten thrift
Ah.
dresses from, and people have complimented them.
Wow.
And it's not even like, oh, I'm just wearing something, frumpy. Like, because that's exactly what happens. People will buy their dress, wear it once, and
Yeah.
donate it.
Ah.
Right.
So you get to be the
Oh,
second person
oh.
to wear it and
Yes.
get it for a quarter of the price. So just if you're thinking of something that might cost you money, just stop at a thrift store. I mean, what's it going to hurt? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's my best advice. On it.
Okay, that's a great because I know Rob has escorted you on these some of these weddings and fancy
Yeah.
parties. We've seen the pictures, beautiful. So
Very
actually,
glamorous.
very glamorous, right? I know it's not just these frocks things because even the stuff that when we were up north, they were very trendy. The stuff that you
Yeah.
picked up. So 2 thumbs up. Okay,
Very good.
thank you so much for sharing that.
All right.
Thank you.
Megan and I will be talking more about this tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
We're just getting started. But
Okay.
anyway, I wanted to mention that we've got a tea event coming up, Megan.
Yes.
And like Rob said, when you talked about the fostering, the cat fostering, and you're very active in that nonprofit agency, Rob had mentioned that he was going to get involved. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And you did. You fostered a couple with Norman.
Norman,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Love Norman.
That was an actual foster from
Yeah.
January to the end of April.
Yeah.
And you guys house sat for me
Yeah.
I love Norman.
for a week.
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah.
be part of the foster experience.
Yeah.
I love Norman. He would greet me in the morning.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he found like the perfect home too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
She-
She went on to a forever home.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would say something similar with Barb's Tea Service. If you're around long enough, it's a matter of time, you're going to be part of the Barb's Tea Service team.
Yes.
And Megan, okay, we recruited we recruited you, and you are going to be joining us for one in 2 weeks. It's going to be a Jane Austen tea, and we're serving tea out in Wyandotte. So
Yes.
maybe we'll find some thrift stores there.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we just have a few minutes left.
You got 4.5.
4.5
I'll be
minutes.
generous.
So, Rob, any thoughts on the thrifting or anything on the tea events?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it'd been, I think maybe 10 years since I did.
Yes.
Since I got conscripted
Yeah.
into doing it. And, we did 2 events in 1 week.
Right.
And that first one, so I've never had I've had lots of, worked at a car shop, pizza shop, but I've never waited tables or done a proper service or retail job.
Mhm.
So when I do these things, I'm always like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? And I was getting nervous, and you said before the first event, you're like, it's just pouring hot water. You're right. That's it. That calmed me right down.
Yeah,
I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm making more out of this.
Right.
And-
You did fabulously. In fact, you got a few fans along the way, too, didn't you?
Yes. I had one lady, I made it a couple of rounds. She's like, I just like watching you pour the hot water. Saucy. There's another one who said, after the event, she's like, you were like the perfect butler. You were like seen and not heard, and mostly not even seen. You just stood in the corner like a robot and waited for your. And I was like, it started out as a compliment, but then it kind of got a little weird. I was like, I felt like a piece of furniture. All right. I was like, but hey, she was saying I did a good job, so okay.
Yeah.
I thought she likened you to Carson from Downton Abbey. Didn't she say that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a compliment.
Yeah.
It was a winner. So
Very good.
so I was thrilled to have you there, and it was it was kind of a last minute, and you just
Yep. Stepped
yeah.
in.
but you had done it before, like
Yeah.
riding a bike.
Yeah.
Like
So-
riding a bike.
And now we've got Megan.
Got some big robot shoes to fill.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, so I do want to I want to thank very much our special guests for coming back
Mhm.
and for their dedication to Barb's tea service and serving. Because what is that, the Godfather line? Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in.
Wow.
You're coming back in.
Wow.
10 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
watch out.
You're never out.
Yeah.
Although your dad has been very, very good about keeping his distance.
That's right. Well, yeah. I know when they're happening. So, I got something to do that day.
And Rob also was great for tech support. We mentioned that in the podcast last week.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
we needed you in Ann Arbor. So
Yeah.
very good. So thanks. So again, I want to remind everybody we're going to be featuring some of the stuff we talked about in blogs, but the article on thrifting
Yeah.
is on Substack. You'll find me under Barbara Gully on Substack.
Right.
And we have pictures of some of the find that you got, that brand new beanbag chair.
Yeah.
Super cool. Okay, so find that in Substack. Also check out, we'll put links on
Right.
on our
In the comments. Yep.
in the comments. So Chris, any last words?
Oh, no, I'm just watching the time here. That's my job. No, this has been a lot of fun. This is a little bit of a different topic, and
Right.
I love having these guys in. And
Oh, I do
it's
too.
great. So
We have fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
so yeah, it's great. And I just have to sit here and just watch.
And you got us here on time.
That's
so-
right, more or less, despite my better efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I think I hear.
Oh yes, you do. Here we go. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks again to our special guests, Rob and Megan, and for sharing their thrifting stories. And we want to thank On TV Studios for allowing us to be here, and to my co-host, Arm Candy Chris Gully.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
All right. Excellent.